All right. Welcome to the Growth Network Podcast Office Hours. My name is Lynz, Floren, and we are here today. We're here every Wednesday going through our software tools and apps and working through them and learning how to use things. So today we are talking about using Descript, and the official title here, making promo clips super easily with Descript. It's really amazing how quickly and easily you can make promo clips from previously recorded content. And at this point, most of us have some previously recorded content. A lot of us have a whole back catalog, and it can be daunting to try and make the clips you need to try and promote these things, to try and promote yourself, give yourself a good content stream. So we work a lot in Descript, and sometimes they call it Descript. And that is something that a tool we really believe in. And so we're sharing today how to make promo clips. So I will get into it right away here. I'm going to put myself on screen, and I'm just going to share my screen as I walk through the process from sort of start to finish of starting a project, putting content in there, chopping it into pieces, and making promo clips. So I'm going to put my screen on here. No, move it this way because I want you to see really well what's going on here. So what I would do is, in here, these are my workspace. I'm not going to go into sort of everything on here, but I'm going to start here in my workspace, and I'm going to click on new project. What that does is it immediately puts me inside of that new project, and which is, so far untitled. And I'm going to title it April 12th webinar. 12th webinar test. What we're going to call this one. And so now this is called April 12th webinar test. And so what you see up here, this up here is the composition that we are working in. And what you can do is create sort of inside of this file here, you can create more versions of compositions using the same files. So that will come in handy in a second. So what we have right now is we have a blank project, and we want to upload our clip, the original file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload the office hours from last week. I talked with Kirsten Eby about how to create a podcast workflow process in Monday.com, project management tool. And so, in all reality, as a business owner, I now need to extract clips. What better way to do it than to do it here and show my work with all of you? So I'm going to upload, and we're going to click building a podcast. This one right here, it is the one that I have most recently. Grab it. It is fairly large, fairly long. And so I actually pre-uploaded it in another project. So I'm not going to upload it now while we're here. It will probably affect my bandwidth and everything. So just for the purposes of showing you what I did, I would have clicked yes there. And then that would have put me right here. Oh man, I love the freeze shot here. I don't know what did I smell something bad? Was it just sort of, I don't know. What a time. So that one is unfortunate. But what we have here is the fresh project. I have clicked upload. If you can go and see it, it's now listed in here, building a podcast process tracker with Monday.com. And so there's sort of, a little bit of prep to get the thing started, and then you can extract the clips. And so once you get it inside, there's just a couple things you need to do. One, you need to click transcribe the file, and it will ask you to choose language. And so what's happening is that it is doing that in the background. You'll be transcript will be ready in a few minutes. It wants to identify the speakers, and it's using your help here. So what I know is that there are two speakers, But you could click unsure and it would guess at how many speakers there were and let you pick them, let you identify them. I know there are two, and it's detecting now the two. And so what it'll ask me to do is identify and name each speaker, and then it'll put that into the script, into Descript, into the script. Well, I know I want to create a composition from this that is just sort of my working file. And so the composition, is right here. And so what has happened now is inside of our project, this one titled 0405 officeHoursMonday.com, we now have the blank one that I had before that was just sort of the starting point. And then now it's created another composition inside of this file. I can go back and, insert it into this one. I can delete this one. I can add more, but just to sort of show you what's happening in the background there. So right now it is doing the transcribing. It looks like it's just about done. Boom. So, and it looks, see, there's no speaker listed because I have not yet identified the speakers. So this is sort of the last step in getting ready. That sounds like me. I'm going to click add Lynz. We're going to add Kirsten as speaker. So great. What we have now is this full transcript of last week's office hours. And I now get to go through and identify some of the things I want to use. Now, one thing I always do is I make a duplicate of this here, and I rename it. Oh, gosh, 1 second. I rename it. I'll remove the copy of. I put in parentheses backup. And so now I know I'm not going to touch the backup. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go sort of fast and loose with getting rid of the stuff that I know I'm not going to use to promote the thing, because the goal is to get down to clips that are going to help me promote my business or share what we've done. Maybe there's a whole 5 or 10 minute section that's good for a YouTube vibe. But if I can get rid of a lot of the extra stuff that's not informative or useful and not worry about doing that. So I have my thing here. And so I go, oh my God, this is just too much of me talking about the it's a preamble, right? Getting the, like you heard me do a little bit earlier, just kind of getting into it. That's not really good promo. It's not really informative in terms of like what a YouTube audience might like. And so I'm going to, soon, right here is when I start to introduce Kirsten. All right, with that out of the way, I'm going to welcome my pal, Kirsten. We're going to get into what she does real quick. And then we'll dig into the tool we're playing with today, which is Monday.com. So that again, too, I'm probably not going to hide. All right, I do think. Okay, I'm just going to delete all that. And so the cool thing about Descript, right? I delete all that. Now the video starts here. And so what we have here is I'm not going to be going in and changing a ton of the transcript because it doesn't know Kirsten's last name. But I do know that I want to correct things because we're going to be using captions. And so I need the words to be correct for important stuff. I might be fast and loose with some of the other words, but with someone's name, we're going to put that in and, put a comma between those. So, getting into here, I'm just going to put it on that line. And I'm going to add a marker. And so a marker is just sort of a way to put a header on a section so that you can know what's in there. And so I'm going to call this Kirsten Intro. Now, you do not have to do all this necessarily if you know what kind of clip you're going in for and you just want to go in and extract it. But I think it's helpful to think of this like this is an hour-long thing. I'm not sure how many pieces of content I can get out of it, but what I am going to do is sort of label the things as I find them so that later I can go back and trace my work and continue because there might be more to find. And so I do this little bit of prep just so that it's easier to find things later. And so we see Kirsten does her intro here. Awesome. I'm excited. I've dabbled. Okay, I don't know that my pattern is really that important. But we'll just start with this Kirsten intro because I think this will be a cool right. So what we see here, she's sort of doing the intro on herself, and that's probably going to be a part of a larger piece, so that maybe the YouTube video we make. And so I'm going to go down and I'm going to find a section that is something that we can. It's a kind of a standalone bit we can make as a social media clip, and that might be a bit further down. All right. Let's see what. All right. This is where she talks about why we're using Monday.com. And I think that's a great clip for social media. So I'm going to highlight here. Now, what we can do is I'm going to hit enter so that this section starts on its own, and I click this add scene button. And so what that means is that I'm going to create a scene I'm going to put another slash at the end of my section so that I can kind of play with this section independently of the rest of the file. If it's all one scene, if you add something, it sort of sticks around well past there. So any happens is only for the section that I'm working on. So we're going to see how far we want to go, right? We're easy invitation. So I created a workspace for, she said my name, but it didn't. All right. Again, it's just sort of correct names because names are I really want to get those right when the captions start coming on. And I may fix other things too because it doesn't get everything right, but I know I'm going to need the names right. And so she's going to talk here. Now, one thing you can do is highlight a second and see how long it is because it'll show along the bottom here. This is going from 7:45 to 9:55, so a little over 2 minutes. For a social media clip, I know I'm going to cut some. I'm really not afraid to cut to make it really tight and cut out the breaths and everything, but 2 minutes is a long time. So let's see. I'm going to just do it to here. All right. So I'm going to click this here. And so this whole thing from this dash to this dash is a scene. That's all this right here is a scene. And so what I'm going to do now is, now that I know that's a thing I want to work with, I'm I'm going to copy it out of here. I'm going to make this into a TikTok video or a vertical video. And so I can't, that is a thing that would change the whole video, the rest of here, to change the size. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to hit copy, right? I would normally do this with a my Apple C or Command C. But we're just going to copy that text. I'm going to go here and I'm just going to make a new composition. And this composition is going to be called ymonday.com vertical vid. ymonday.com. ymonday.com vertical vid. Put a little dash there for boom. And then I'm going to go paste. Bam. Right? So this is the clip we're going to play with. It runs down here. I don't know if you've seen this down here. It isn't normally this big, but I'm just putting it up here so you see what it is. This is the waveform and the text that's associated with it, and so you can go do fine-tuned edits. But it also helps you just know sort of how long everything is, and you can scroll from side to side. I hold shift and use my mouse scroll wheel. You also command and scroll wheel will zoom in or out. So I'm just seeing here, this is about a minute 35, minute 37. And I would really love to get under a minute. I think that's sort of the real, that's real smooth. So this is going to be, we're going to do a tight cut job. And so I'm going to get rid of so. Right, there's, it's we're going to get rid of that. Boom. Okay. Now, when you're going through and you want to delete a whole word, you can highlight it all, or if you're just on it, you hit delete once on your keyboard and you hit it again, and it goes away. I hit delete again to get rid of that comma. So now let's say I just want to get rid of all the ums real quick. I don't know that I would do that from a giant long piece, but for something like this, we're going to go to this little magic star icon, and we're going to click a thing called remove filler words. And look, it identifies them, right? It's easy to da-da-ba-da-ba. And yeah, we're going to just get rid of them. And then there's another one you can do here, and you can go shorten word gaps. And so that, again, will tighten up some of the words. And so what I'm trying to do here, again, now we're under a minute 30. You know, there might have to be a whole sentence or something gone, right? So today I'm using my... All right, so she said integrate here, but I didn't see it. So I'm going to integrate. It had a period at the end. Let's see. So created a workspace. Now in a way, you could just start from here. So Monday.com is a pretty cool tool to utilize. It's easy to learn. There's a ton of free resources, which I love. Blah, blah. So I created a workspace. How long is all this? Oh, now we're talking about a minute. All right. So this is when working quick and dirty. this is all pretty good, uh, but I think the tighter clip. Oh, maybe these are two clips. Okay. Uh, yeah, well, that's what I'll do. I'm just going to make it into two clips. So we're going to rename this one and just add one. And then we're going to duplicate it. And you kind of got to get fast and loose with this stuff, like not too precious about. I mean, I really do. Naming is really important to me because um, it is very easy to get lost um, on what's what and who's who and kind of get lost in things. So I name things really, but like I make a bunch of stuff because it's sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So when I'm here in vertical vid 2, you can see the check mark. That means that's the one I'm in. You see it up here. For vertical vid 2, I'm just going to delete this first section. And so we only have this section here. All right. And I do need to change the size because right now it's still the size of the video it came in. It's the landscape 16 by 9. And so we're going to go to portrait 19 by 6. And so, you know, look, it's got this black border thing situation going on. I can bring in other graphics to cover that. But truthfully, I'm just going to leave it and I'm going to put the caption text above, you know. And so what I can do now is I can make this thing, I can make a title. That's obviously a bit large. And so we can just okay. Keeps trying to move that thing. We're going to move it up here. Now that's kind of a boring thing, you know. Maybe we want to put in put a border around it. Oh, it's a border around the text. It's not like a box. That's a bit heavy-handed with the green, right? Don't you think? I don't think I'll put a border on it. What I'm going to do is a background. Yeah, there we go. Kind of matches the green here. Whymoney.com. There we go. And so then the next thing I want to do is I want to insert captions. Right here. As you can see, those colors do not necessarily. All right, so it kind of went off the last. I'm going to delete that. Okay. Get this thing tight. All right, and so I don't think I like that style, right? I definitely want to put a different background color, maybe. I'm going to do white. No. Let's do white. All right, and so let's see. We're going to go to the fill is here. The captions right now, you know, it's putting the word white. I'm going to go black now. I'm going to make the background the background. And the future words are white. And I'm going to make it a little smaller. Right? We're going to boop, 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 boop. That's a lot. That is not pleasant, right? Definitely, we're going to go for that kind of background. But then I need to change the caption. So the future color is that color. I like that it adds up that way. And so you can also all right. So all right, now let's say that's super easy. I really want to make it pop, right? So what I have to do here is I need to make a new scene for just that. Super easy. That's going to be it. And then the rest of it will go back to this. So if I click on super easy, this text box, I can actually control the sizing for just that section. And so what if I want to go up really big? We're going to play from here. Well, no, that did not work. So I just want to do it here. Let me see 1 second. All right, so that is what I in fact have to do is shoot this to here. Because when you're moving this, it's like moving your setting. And then from here, we're going to add a new caption. And this is where we're going to do the size. Okay, so we're going to make these sizes. This is the one we want to go big. And then we go to this one, and we're going to add another one, add captions, and then we're going to go back down to size to tier. So very easy. All right, so what we have here is I'm going to put this down again because you mostly don't. It's good to see what's there sometimes. And so here I've made this video, and let's say I'm ready to export it, right? So it plays. All right, so let's say we're ready to export it, right? So we've got this thing, and in theory, I would go back over here, and then I would just delete here, and now I would have my one video, which was just I think I'm going to move to here, which was the shorter bit that I didn't want to use earlier. So let's say, oh man, I want to grab that heading from the other video. There's this magical way everything you can copy paste. So I just open a new window, and it opened up my other screen. But we're going to go into the project we're in. I'm going to go to Vertical Vid 2. And I'm just going to hit my file edit copy. I highlighted that ymonday.com copy. And now I go back over to here. I'm going to make sure I do it from the beginning here. But I then go edit, paste, boom, ymonday.com. And so this one is actually a more appropriate title for this. All right. And so this one I can very quickly turn into kind of little scenes. Like, she's very dramatic in the way she tells it. Today I'm using monday.com. Why? So I'm going to make each one of these their own scene. Why? Boom. The UI is pretty epic. You can see it's right now pretty easy as far as navigational windows. We're going to change the text size with each one of these because that can be more engaging, right? And it goes. It's easy to go to my avatar and see all the administrative stuff, all the settings, all the configurations, and we're just going to add white people. Boom, add it. Great. So each of these is going to be its own scene, and it's crazy how quickly I can add the captions to each one. So we're going to start here, and I'm just going to, highlight this one scene, hit captions, boom, it only adds captions here. Cool. So that's just that first one. Why? We're going to do it again, captions. But I can see by that text box, like the text needs to be way bigger. I'm going to go here, and this one, we're going to add it again, add a caption. It's going to come in big because the last one was big. I'm going to change the size down to here. Okay, and we're going to do it. Boom, add captions. we've got to add one for the navigational windows. But this one, let's go big again. And then we go, right, it's like a little bunch of clicks, but if it's all the settings, all the configurations, let's do again, let's like raise the size of the text. And so it's changing the text size every other one here as we add them. It goes pretty fast. And it's easy to invite people. Let's make that even bigger. And then go to this one. We'll add this one. So, I mean, that took about 3 minutes, 4 minutes. We're going to go small again on this. All right, so we're just going to watch this real quick. This is a, so zoom out here. It's a 26-second video. All right, I'm going to highlight the whole thing. All right. I'm going to get rid of this because it's, you can see it right now as one sentence. All right, I saw one that was a little. This one was a weird jump. So I'm just going to do a little quick thing where I hold layer selected. Oh, I need to select the captions. That's over here. And so for these ones, it feels like it just needs to be a little shorter. Anyway, I could spend time dialing all that in, and that's all well and good. But what we have here is we have a video, and we want to export it, right? I'm going to, so on TikTok, I know I want all the text to be down here on the, I like it playing on the blank. So this is a pretty good video, right? Just a little bit of an ad for Monday.com. We can tag them in it. Maybe they'll care, maybe they won't. But I'm going to hit publish. And so, wow, let's say I want Kirsten to preview it. I can just send her a link to watch this video, and it just sends a link to view it in Descript. But the other, what you're likely doing is exporting it, saving it somewhere, or sending it, or uploading it. So what you do here is click this export button, and we're going to do a video. I want to do 1080p if I can. Add a little Christmas to it. And so the current composition, and now you could, if you design a whole bunch of them and then you want to export them all at once, click all compositions. So again, if you're making a bunch of these at once, you can kind of break it up and do that. So here we are. So I'm not going to do all that right now. What I'm just going to click this export here. And so what this will do this. Now I am streaming and trying to do everything all at once, but I do want to save it to my downloads, onemonday.com, vertical vid 1, right? And so I would save that. Boom. And like I said, I do not want to disrupt my stream, and so I'm not going to do it right now, but that is how that would go. And then I could return to doing this. I could go back to find some more clips. Now that I've found these vertical ymonday.com, I can go back into here. I can likely get in an hour-long thing, you know, we're talking 1 minute at a time, 30 seconds at a time, right? So there's anywhere from 20 to 60 clips in here that could be extracted if it's a really high value nonstop thing. Ours probably has 10 or 15, and so I could go in and probably within an hour identify another 5 or 10 and start to work on them. And so really in about a period of about 3 hours, I feel like I could process it and make the videos that are able to be extracted and get them done and then get it up. So that is essentially my presentation right now on how to use Descript to make clips from a previous event recording. I'm going to come back here on screen and just say thanks for tuning in. If you did tune in here to the office hours, I really appreciate you coming around. It's nice to share what we know, and I like to make these things a bit more approachable. So feel free to put something in the comments about a takeaway you got here, or if you have any questions or any feedback about what we're doing. We will make clips of this one available soon. And if you're interested in hearing more from us, again, just comment on this right here or reach out and DM us. I will say you can also check out our website, growthnetworkpodcast.com. That is a place where we put up all of our events. We do classes. We're doing a course right now, a 6-week podcast from Idea to Launch course. And that is something that we're about to launch the next one of those, probably in early May. And so you can check in with our system, see what we're doing. And if you have any questions about how to make your own content, or you want some help making content that for your business, your organization, or your mission, then we're here to help. So again, my name is Lynz Floren. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week. I'll be putting that one up shortly, so you can sign up and tune in next time. All right, see you next Wednesday.